If you guys know me, you know I'm obsessed with one pan dinners, and this one pan Mexican chicken and rice never disappoints. It has tender slices of chicken cooked in a flavorful Mexican rice. And this is a really easy, budget-friendly recipe that your whole family is going to love. I know my older son is gonna be really excited to have this for dinner. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna get started on our chicken. Here I have 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. If you prefer chicken thighs, go ahead and use thighs. I do have another Mexican chicken and rice recipe that includes chicken thighs, but I don't slice the chicken thighs up. I just leave them whole and they cook right on top of the Mexican rice. And that's another recipe, but I did change it up today using chicken breast that I'm going to slice up into bite-sized pieces. And then also in that recipe, I do make my own seasoning, but this time I am cheating a little bit and using a taco packet. So just another variation of a one-pot chicken and rice meal. So go ahead and slice it into bite-sized pieces. So what I like to do is just slice it and then cut those slices in half so it's bite-size. Why don't I turn this chicken around and make my life easier? So yeah, go ahead and slice it. My son absolutely loves any type of dish with Mexican flavors, and he honestly does not mind eating leftovers. So what I like to do, instead of, like today, we're gonna enjoy this as a bowl. We're gonna just, eat it as a regular chicken and rice bowl. But the next day, to jazz it up and change things up a bit, we like to turn it into tacos. So we'll stuff the chicken and rice into some tortillas, top it with some salsa, whatever your favorite toppings are, and call it a day. Just an idea to transform your dish the next day. Because this recipe does make a good amount, we're gonna add about 1.5 cups of dry rice, and then yes, it's gonna make a good amount, so you might have leftovers. All right, so now that we've got our chicken all sliced up, I'm gonna go ahead and give it some seasonings. We're gonna start off with some salt, and then I'm going to add some pepper. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I am cheating today. I'm using a packet of taco seasoning. If you don't want to use taco seasoning and you want to make your own, go right ahead and do so. And if you want to use the packet, just go ahead and use whatever brand you prefer. So I'm going to use about half of the packet. I'm going to save half of it for the rice, and then half of it for seasoning up our chicken. Go ahead and mix to combine. All right, so that was really simple. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the rest of the ingredients that we're gonna be needing for the recipe. All right, before we mention the other ingredients, I forgot to tell you guys, if you are going to use a taco seasoning packet and your kids are going to be eating this and they're sensitive to heat like mine, make sure to get a mild seasoning packet, because before I got medium and it was just too spicy for the kiddos. So just in case your kiddos are sensitive to heat. Anyways, we are also going to be needing half a diced onion. I have 4 minced garlic cloves. I have 1.5 cups of basmati rice. And trust me with this one, when it comes to one pan meals, I always use basmati rice. I've tried it with regular long grain rice and it always comes out on the mushier end. So trust me, use basmati rice and it'll be nice and fluffy. And then the rice is going to be cooked in some chicken broth, as well as a 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. And then what I like to do after it's all done cooking is I like to serve the bowls up with some pico de gallo, some fresh pico de gallo. I'll leave the recipe in the description below. Super easy: tomatoes, onions, cilantro, salt, and that's about it. And then I like to also top it with some sour cream. All right, we are ready to get cooking. Let's head over to the stove. I've got my pan heated to medium-high heat. Going to add some oil, and I'm going to add the chicken. After about a minute, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my spatula, just turn them over. We're not looking to cook the chicken all the way through at this point, because it's gonna finish cooking up in the rice. Just getting a nice sear on them. All right, let's go ahead and add in the diced onions, as well as the minced garlic. Go ahead and stir everything together, and we'll cook this for another 2 minutes. And then next up, I have the rinsed basmati rice. Add that to the party along with a little more oil, and I'm gonna cook it for another minute. All right, it is now time to add in the chicken broth. In goes 2.5 cups of chicken broth, 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, and the rest of the taco seasoning packet. I'm also going to season it with a little bit of salt. So now I'm going to wait for everything to come to a boil. All right, so now that everything has come to a full-on boil, I'm going to lower the heat all the way down to low, and then I'm gonna cover and cook until the rice is nice and tender. So this will take about 25 minutes. See you guys in 25. All right, you guys, I did check it at 25 minutes and it felt almost done. I needed a few more minutes for the rice. Let me go ahead and give it a taste again. Okay, perfect. You can go anywhere between 25 to 30 minutes. And trust me, using the basmati rice, it'll come out nice and perfect. If you use the long grain rice, I had a lot of trouble for it cooking and it came out really mushy. So after it's done cooking, 25-30 minutes, give everything a fluff. And in the beginning, it does look kind of wet and moist, but as it sits, the rice kind of gets a little bit drier and it'll be nice and fluffy. But it's perfect, you guys. This is looking incredible. I cannot wait to try this. All right, you guys, I've added some to a bowl here, and for that fresh flavor, I added some Pico, a dollop of sour cream, and a lime wedge, and oh my goodness, this is gonna be such a tasty chicken and rice, Mexican chicken and rice bowl. All right, you guys, it is my absolute favorite time of this video. It is time for the taste test. And I'm just really excited because it is smelling so good in my house and I am hungry. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze a little bit of lime juice over the top and let's get ourselves a nice bite. So I'm gonna grab some chicken, some of the sour cream, some of the Pico, and of course the rice, and cheers, you guys. All right, so I'll start off saying that the chicken and the rice is perfectly cooked. The chicken is tender, the rice is tender. It's so flavorful from the tomato sauce, chicken broth, the taco seasoning, and honestly with the pico de gallo, the sour cream, the drizzle of lime juice, it makes this dish over the top. It's so good. It's like the cooked food with the fresh flavors. It's such a good combo. Just go ahead and make it, please. Your family is going to love it. Anyways, thank you for spending time with me in my kitchen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys make this recipe. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That will definitely help me out. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.